Here's lesson 8.5, video 1 of 3 for IM1. We got 4 boxes to talk about, and the topic for this is how to name, measure, and classify angles, okay? So some of this should be a review for you, all right? So how do we name an angle? So last time we learned that we can name an angle in a couple of ways. We remember that an angle is the space that's sort of in between two vertices or two rays that have a common vertex. So the first way we can do it is we can say angle BAC. So I can go B to A to C, and that talks about the angle that's in the middle. The other way to do it is I can go the reverse of that, so angle CAB, and hopefully that should be review for you. And the third way is if the angle is named on the inside, you can call it angle A. So if there's some kind of a description that shows you that this is the angle we're talking about, you are certainly allowed to name it angle A, but only if you have some kind of an angle to work with, okay? That's everything you need for box 1, and that's a good review of what we did in the last unit. Okay, box 2 is all about the difference between interior and exterior angles. I'm just going to do this with colors for you to show you, okay? Interior is exactly what you think it would be. It's like sort of inside the angle. So this right here is what's known as an interior angle, okay? And that shouldn't be a big surprise to anybody. And then that means that the exterior angle is the one that's over here. So the rest of it, right? So all this stuff over here, this is an exterior angle. So everything that's on the outside here that I'm coloring, that's on the outside of these two rays, this is exterior. So this is exterior. Okay, angles. And again, this should be review. So you should be going, yeah, I get this. Okay, no big deal. That's really everything you need for box 2, okay? Okay, box 3 is all about some examples that we can do with this. So it wants you to write 3 names for the angle that you can see. Okay, so since this is marked right here, I can kind of tell that that's going to be, one way to do it is angle Q. Another way to do it is angle PQR, right? That's just going P to Q to R. And of course, we can say the reverse of that, angle RQP. That will also work, okay? In example 2 here, we can say, of course, angle 1, since it's named. We can also say angle ZYX, or we can say angle XYZ. As long as we are keeping the common vertex in the middle, like we are doing here, that means we're naming the angle correctly. And then the last one, of course, the new way of doing it, we can say that's angle 2 since it's named. We can also do angle DEF. And of course, we can do the reverse, angle FED. All right, that's everything you need for box number 3. Okay, the last box in this video lesson is all about the types of angles that we can work with here. We need to be responsible and know all 4 of these. We have to know acute. So acute angle is anything that's less than between 0 and 90. Right angle is an angle that actually measures exactly 90, as denoted by this little red box here. An obtuse angle is a measure that's between 90 and 180. So if that's 90 and this is 180, you want anything that's sort of in between that. So this giant angle here would be obtuse. And then lastly, a straight angle is an angle that measures 180 degrees and is completely flat all the way across. That makes 2 opposite rays, okay? So let's go down here and work with this. So find the measure of each angle and then classify each angle, okay? So finding the measure of angle GHK. So let me highlight that for you in green. Okay, so we want GH and then K. Okay, so the first thing it wants us to do is actually measure that angle. So how far have we gone? If we go all the way around from here all the way to stopping right there, looks like that would be the top number of 125 degrees. So in purple here, this would be 125 degrees. And since it's 125 degrees, that means it is going to be obtuse. Okay? All right, that's the first one. Let's do some more examples together. Let's do pink for you now. Highlight this in pink. Angle JHL. So here's J, H, and L. Okay, so how far have we gone all the way from here all the way to there? Looks like 90 degrees no matter how you slice it. So that's 90 degrees, and 90 degrees, of course, is a right angle. Okay, let's erase that one. And let's do the last one here in blue for you, highlight it. What's the measure of LHK? So here's L, there's H, and then there's K. Okay, so this one we're gonna do a little bit of subtracting, but that's not a real big deal. So all we're gonna do is figure out the space between here and here, between 90 and 125. So what's the difference between 90 and 125? It's just 35 degrees, right? So we're gonna say this is 35 degrees, and a 35-degree angle is acute. Okay, so remember, if this is 90 and this is 125, what's the difference between those two? Right, I just did 125 minus my 90, so that should be 35 degrees, and that's how I get acute there for that one. And again, if you do need help with that one, just you can use the calculator if you need to. You can always bring it in, go 125, subtract your 90, and of course you get your 35. So whatever works for you, don't get held up by that, but we just did a little subtraction to figure out that angle. All right, that's everything you need for this lesson.